And I told you that this was from the eyelid, had stratified squamous epithelium, or a portion of it. And some of your slides may not have had that, but if you looked hard enough in some of the faintly stained areas, you would have seen stratified squamous epithelium. So we'll say per contributor this slide. They say it was from the eyelid, so we'll pick up word for it. I didn't see any major hair follicles or anything like that, or hair shafts associated with this mass. So maybe the inner portion of the eyelid could have been included, I guess, in this sample that was taken and that was stained. So we're saying eyelid here on this one. Describe the overall appearance. Okay. First of all, for those of you who had squamous epithelium that you saw on there, portion of it was missing, was gone. So partially ulcerated, stratified squamous epithelium, multifocal areas of central. What are those basic areas? You see those up on the screen there? All right, surrounded by this intense. My point will work here.
He said they were ulcerated.
Work. Okay, this man came just in time. Sometimes this is disappointing work for me, sir. I try to get that look up too, but it's acceptable. Yeah. I try to work with him a little bit.
He didn't know he was going to do that. This is something that happened for a long period of time.
Okay, so while we're working on that, let me see, we got here. Okay, so while we're working on this, let me see here. What about the overall appearance? I start off talking about the overall appearance on that one. What do you have to add to that one? Mr. Gunn. What do you got to add to the overall appearance? What, Jonathan?
I saw a lot of inflammatory cells, mixed fields.
Okay. All right. Anything else over there? Mr. Pizzetto? Pisado, okay. I like that sound. Pisado, okay. Mr. Pisado, all right.
We saw leukocytes.
Okay. What kind?
Epithelial cells.
Okay. All right. So epithelial cells. Anybody else see those again? What other cell types? Okay, mononuclear cells. So now when we say mononuclear cells, we think of what cell types fall in that category? Macrophages, plasma cells, lymphocytes, What about macrophages? You see that, right? Epithelial cells, okay, slash macrophages. All right, so you see all those types of cells there? What would you say was the most predominant cell type there, though? What is it? Neutrophils. What's a close second?
Lymphocytes.
What about all those pink cells there that look like epithelial cells in there?
Epithelial cells.
Epithelial cells, and you also have some giant cells, Langhans specifically. Giant cells, you should have seen those in there. And you should have seen some degree of fibrous connective tissue. Not a whole lot of it, but you should have seen some degree of fibrous connective tissue in there. So what about the distribution of that though? How was this distributed in the tissue? What do you say? Diffuse, multifocal, locally extensive, what do you think? Multifocal. Yeah, multifocal, how about it? Okay. And so the predominant exudate, it's a combination. You said neutrophils, but also they also macrophages slash epithelial cells, giant cells in there. A lot of other lymphocytes, plasma cells, a lot of other cells there too. But in high numbers, I would say neutrophils, and I would say also those epithelial cells, which would also, I would bring in the Langhans types of giant cells with that too. So a combination of neutrophils and these epithelial cells. What sort of exudate would you put on that? That's a combination, right? So you want to call it what?
Pyogranulomatous.
Yeah, pyogranulomatous. Okay, and pus, or somebody may say purulent granulomatous or suppurative granulomatous, but I like pyogranulomatous better. It sounds more pathological. Okay. So duration. Chronic, distribution, multifocal, type of exudate, pyogranulomatous, organ that's involved, blepharitis, inflammation of the eyelid, blepharitis. Okay, so as far as the morphologic diagnosis goes,
oh yeah, finding the aspirin. Cell culture and a culture.
right, culture and sensitivity for sure. What about Graham stain?
Yeah.
Well, because guess what? These little dark areas that you saw in the center of them, which had the little purplish, reddish coloration, that's what your bacteria was. That's bacteria colonies. Okay, that's bacteria colonies. And to look closely enough, you saw that some of them, you had these radiations. Radiations that surrounded almost like a clear space around that, a lot of inflammatory cells around that, epithelial cells around that, but in here, you got these really bacteria colonies. And what we call this phenomenon? Yeah, remember that. Remember that. So Splendor-Hopley phenomenon. Okay, so that suggests a higher bacteria. So you probably get that with, let's say, E. coli or with streptococcal type of bacteria. But something like Mycobacterium, something like, which is what Actinomyces, which is what this one is, right? So Actinomyces bovis, lumberjaw, this is what this particular disease entity was. Okay, so again, you should have seen, so you can use a Graham stain, cultural sensitivity for that one as well. And then the fact that you got this yellowish clumps that exuded, well, these bacteria are notorious for producing what we call sulfur granules. Sulfur, S-U-L-F-A, sulfur granules. Okay, so these clumps are really just colonies of bacteria. Colonies of bacteria, notoriously Actinomyces. Nocardia is a bacteria that can kind of resemble Actinomyces. It's also a high bacteria, but in this case, it's Actinomyces bovis is the agent. Okay, so one other thing. What about these clear spaces? What about these clear spaces around these centralized bacterial colonies there? See that clear space there? The clear space here, right? What about those clear spaces? What might they represent? They're not artifacts. What's the predominant inflammatory cell present there? What's the predominant inflammatory cells present there? You told me earlier. What's the morphologic diagnosis? So what's the predominant inflammatory cells present? Neutrophils and what?
Macrophages and epithelial.
All right. So neutrophils in tissue, do they release lytic enzymes?
Yes.
And so are you likely, in the form of an abscess, are you likely to see what kind of necrosis there with that? Liquefactive. So liquefactive necrosis is a clear, the tissue is missing, is gone. So all these were collections of neutrophils releasing out substances, and you got the dissolution of the tissue. So you got these clear spaces actually representing liquefactive necrosis in this case. All right, because you got all those neutrophils there surrounding the bacteria, and they're releasing their products in the tissue, trying to get rid of the bacteria. So those clear spaces are not artifacts. They're going to be areas in which you got tissue is actually broken down and dissolved in the case. Yes, a question in the back. Yes, sir.
So that's that.
What? That's what now?
That's that in the area. You said liquefactive.
I said, yeah, liquefactive, right? Okay, so give me those types of necrosis Dr. Graham talked to y'all about. Changes, coagulative, and what else? Liquefactive is the third type, right? And that's the one in which gangrenous would be a form of coagulative necrosis, but you got saprophytic bacteria there invading that dead tissue with gangrene. So it's a form of coagulative necrosis. But liquefactive would be just that. The tissue is liquefied, okay, and you got clear space there, because clear space doesn't stain, doesn't take up the stain. Nothing is there because the tissue has been dissolved in that case. All right? Yeah? Yes.
Okay, let's go back to high lipids. So there's high lipids in that area.
So is there any coagulated necrosis there? Is that the question?
He said, is there any lipid?
No, there's no lipid. There's no lipid. I got where you're coming from now. A lot of times we say prototype tissue to develop liquefactive necrosis is when there is necrosis of lipid-like tissue, like the brain, for example. It's notorious for producing that type of necrosis. Okay, but it's not the only tissue that can produce necrosis, right? Watch this. If you got dead tissue anywhere, heart, liver, kidney, any solid organs, it may start out being coagulated, right? Dead cells there. But what's going to happen with time if that animal lives long enough?
It's going to become liquefied.
Yeah, it's got to be dissolved, taken to the lymphatics, and drained off, right? Over a period of time, if the animal survives. If it dies before that, then you won't see that histological. You just see that eosinophilic coagulated necrosis. That's what you're going to see if the animal dies off before this whole process takes place. But if the animal lives a while with a damaged kidney, okay, or a damaged part of the liver, then you could very well see the dissolution of those dead cells, okay, gone, okay, and then how's the body going to replace it if you got basal membrane gone, the connective tissue stroma gone, then you're going to replace that with what? Fibrous connective tissue. Okay, so here again, this is liquefactive, but if this animal survives for a period of time, you know, those clear spaces are not going to remain there. You're going to get fibrosis coming in, filling those spaces up. So, depending on when you catch that particular lesion, determine what you're going to see. All right, so if you catch it before, you're going to get reactive fibrosis, or fibrous connective tissue replacement, then you'll see something like this. If you survive for a period of time, you fill in with fibrous connective tissue. Because you got loss of tissue from this site. Okay, so liquefactive can really be anywhere, bottom line. Okay, it's just going to take time for that whole thing to be resolved. Dead cells got to be removed and taken away, and then they'll create a gap in the tissue like that. All right, somebody else have a question? All right, let's look at number. B44066. This tissue is from a young dog which had pruritus. What's pruritus? Itching. And extensive alopecia. Alopecia? Okay, so what was my tissue that you called that one, Miss Imani Smith? What is Miss Smith? What is Miss Smith? All right, Miss Smith. What was that? What was the organ? Skin. All right, hair skin at that. Okay, so what do you? So what do you find in that skin there? What was the overall appearance? Can you name a couple of things you saw in that skin? Where's Miss let's see, Miss Montero. What's Miss Montero today? Miss Montero? Oh yeah, okay. Let me get a good look at Miss Montero. What do you find in that one, Miss Montero? What lesions did you see? Abnormalities?
Well, we see the skin is thin.
Say it again?
The skin is thin.
The skin is thin?
We see we have maybe some areas with dilatation and lacerations.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now where would the blood be? Where's the blood? Dermis or epidermis? Where's the blood? Dermis, okay. What did you see in that one? Mr. Albury, is that right? Albury, all right. Albury. Mr. Albury. Albury.
It's all very
all right. So we pronounce all the alphabets slowly. It's Albury. Now you can redeem yourself, though. So, Mr. Albury, what did you see in that skin?
In the skin specifically?
Yeah.
The glandular, like the abdomen glands and with the hair follicles, the glands with the hair follicles.
Okay, what about them though? What about those?
What was the actual cancer?
Okay, on the surface, right? How about that? On the surface of the epidermis?
Did he say apocrine glands?
Won't pay much for it, but I thought. Okay, so you got some of that. So you got hyperkeratosis in there for real. I give him that. I got a little hyperkeratosis there on the surface. What else is in that skin now, Miss? What is the name? Jackson. What else did you find with that skin there?
Everybody saw everything that I found.
Okay, so give me one or two things that everybody saw.
Okay, so we said the keratinized stratified epithelium.
Okay.
The sweat glands. We did find the. I don't know if you give the answer, but.
Okay, but just what you find. I mean, you can give me structures or whatever the case may be. You ain't got to name what it is. It's found stuff.
Sweat glands, the hair follicles. That's all I wrote down.
Okay. Now, we still talking about the dog, right? K9. All right. Somebody's not hitting me up with the big stuff though. I'm looking for something easy to pronounce. Well, what about that?
Do you want me to tell you what?
Mr. Braxton. Brandon! All right, I'm getting 1,000 in his name together, all right? Mr. Albert, okay. All right, Mr. Brandon. Eosinophils, yay. Where are they located, Mr. Brandon? What about the skin? Where? Epidermis layer? Now that goes a little down in the what? In the dermis. All right, in the dermis. So you should have that eosinophils, which is very significant in this case, in the dermis. All right. What about the hair follicles? What about Chad? Chad.
I don't really know about the hair follicles, though.
All right, Miss Caver, help him out. Help him out. You're sitting right next to him. Help him out.
I thought he said something was in it.
What about those hair follicles?
Something was in it.
I mean, the hair follicle I saw had a particular organism within it.
Oh. What was the shape?
It was elongated,
Elongated.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
kind of cigar shaped
Cigar shape.
with legs.
With legs. And then stumpy legs, short stumpy legs, those long extensions.
They had stumpy legs.
Stumpy leg. Oh boy. So now, given that history of pruritus and alopecia, these long cigar-shaped parasites in the hair follicles with short stumpy legs look like cigars. So from Dr. Anderson's class, we're not getting a hit.
We haven't got
No, that's all right.
But we took smart to figure that out.
Which is
Into the stoma.
okay, 9.